Eala.
Another day, another revenge successfully taken. Eala is on the run. First Qinwen Zheng, and now Leylah Fernandez. Eala has taken her revenge for that clay court defeat on Leylah Fernandez by defeating her on hard court. And the way she did it was just phenomenal. This win has sent shockwaves through the tennis world because nobody expected the Filipina to turn things around this quickly against a player who had beaten her so convincingly just months ago in Stuttgart. Back in April, on the red clay, Fernandez handed Eala a rather one-sided defeat, and there were question marks about whether Eala would ever find an answer to the Canadian's game. Fast forward to Washington, and Eala has completely rewritten that story on a surface that suits her a whole lot better. The match started off with Eala taking control of the first set 3-1, and then she increased that lead even further to 4-2. She eventually went on to win the first set 6-2. Leylah tried hard and kept looking for opportunities to break back again and again, but Eala simply was not ready to give an inch. She took the first set quite comfortably, and honestly, it looked like she was cruising toward a straightforward straight sets win without much drama at all. Her return game was sharp, her serve was holding up, and Fernandez just could not find her rhythm on the faster hard-court surface that has never really been her strongest. But the second set turned into an absolute treat to watch, because Leylah came out strong, taking the lead 4-1. At that point, it genuinely seemed like this match was going to be forced into a decisive third set. Fernandez looked like a completely different player, aggressive, confident, and playing like the defending champion she actually was in Washington. But Eala was just not ready to let this set slip away easily. She started winning game after game against Leylah, clawing her way back into contention. Leylah, though, closed in on victory in the set by going up 5-3 against Eala, and this is exactly where Eala showed her character. Down what looked like an almost insurmountable deficit, Eala went on the attack against Leylah and somehow leveled the score at 6-all, coming all the way back from 4-1 down to force a tiebreak. The set went to a tiebreak, and Eala was simply too good there as well, finishing off the game by 7-1 in the tiebreak. Leylah was absolutely destroyed by that defeat after having such a huge lead in the second set. It is one of those results that will sting for a long time, because she had this match in the palm of her hand and somehow let it slip completely away. What makes this win even more remarkable is the context around it. Fernandez was the defending champion of this very tournament, and she came into this second-round match with all the confidence of someone who had lifted the trophy here before. Eala did not just beat a random opponent, she dethroned the reigning Washington Open champion, and she did it by clawing back from a deficit that would have broken most players mentally. Fernandez led by 4 games in that second set, and instead of folding, Eala simply refused to accept the outcome. That kind of comeback tells you everything about the mentality this young Filipina has built over the course of this season. Then here is what Eala had to say about the win after the match. Speaking about the tricky stretch in the second set, Eala admitted that her level dropped a little while Fernandez raised her game, and credited her opponent for putting her in some genuinely tough positions during that phase of the match. She said she just tried to stick it out, wait for her opportunities, and continuously look for solutions even while she was down. Her mindset throughout that difficult patch was simply to stay ready for anything, to keep the set alive for as long as possible, and to stay mentally present especially when things were not going her way. That mentality is exactly why she was able to turn a 5-1 deficit into a tiebreak win. And it is becoming the calling card of her entire season. She is not the type of player who panics when things start slipping away. She is the type who digs in and waits for her moment. Now Eala is set to face her next opponent in the quarterfinal of the tournament, with that spot to be decided between Alina Svitolina and Uzbek qualifier Polina Kudermetova. And keep in mind, this is her very first Washington Open tournament appearance. Eala is rocking right now, and her fighting spirit in both of her matches so far has shown that she is simply not going down easy. In her very first match of the tournament, she lost the first set against Qinwen Zheng and came out stronger in the second and third to close it out. And against Leylah, the second set alone told you the whole story. She has now made a habit out of coming from behind, whether that means dropping a set early and rebuilding, or clawing back from a huge game deficit within a single set. This is not luck. This is a player who has built real belief in her own game. It is also worth remembering just how big a season this has already been for Eala. Just weeks ago, she stunned the tennis world by beating Iga Swiatek at Wimbledon, becoming the first player from the Philippines to reach the 4th round of a Grand Slam. She has risen all the way up to the 28th spot in the world rankings, and she has now beaten 2 defending champions in as many tournaments, first Swiatek at Wimbledon, and now Fernandez here in Washington. That is not a coincidence. That is a player who is peaking at exactly the right time in her career, and hard courts appear to be bringing out the very best version of her game. For Fernandez, this is a defeat that will hurt for a while. She had every opportunity to close this match out. She had the lead, she had the momentum, and she still walked away from Washington with an early exit as the defending champion. Her struggles on hard courts this season have been a running theme, and this loss will only add to those concerns heading into the rest of the summer swing in North America. But this video is not about Fernandez. It is about Eala and her incredible run of form. She is proving match after match that she has the mental toughness to match her talent, and the quarterfinal against either Svitolina or Kudermetova is only going to be another test of that same fighting spirit. If her performances in Washington so far are anything to go by, do not be surprised if Alex Eala keeps finding a way to dig herself out of trouble and keeps marching further into this tournament. The Philippines has a genuine star on its hands right now, and the entire tennis world is watching to see just how far this remarkable run can go. Alex Eala just knocked out a defending champion for the second tournament in a row, so let's hear from you. Did you think she was done for when Fernandez went up 4-1 in that second set? Or did you have faith she would find a way back like she always seems to? Do you think this hard court form is the real Alex Eala, the version we are going to see for the rest of the season? And how far do you think this run in Washington can go? Could we actually be looking at her first WTA 500 final? Drop your predictions in the comments. Let me know who you think comes through between Svitolina and Kudermetova, and tell me if you believe Eala can keep this fighting spirit going all the way to the title. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss the quarterfinal breakdown, and I will see you in the next one.